What shall we do in this video? We shall answer some exercises in Ellipse. So this set of exercises is lifted from the last part of Ellipse, exercise 1.11, ellipses and their equations. Write the equation of the ellipse that meets the indicated conditions. Number 15, center at 5, 1. Length of the major axis is 16, length of the minor axis is 9, and the major axis is parallel to the x-axis. So we shall now write the equation, but we need to identify the center, the value of a squared and b squared. You know, it's good that we already have the center here. So center has coordinates 5, 1. And look at that. That is another giveaway. The length of the major axis is 16. So that is a major giveaway because that means 2a is equal to 16, in which case a is equal to 8. The length of the minor axis is 9, another major giveaway. That means 2b is equal to 9 and b is equal to 9 over 2. The next challenge for us is to choose which equation to use, because we have two sets of equations or two classes of equations. It has something to do with the orientation of your principal axis. And so this is going to be the key phrase. The major axis is parallel to the x-axis. So that means our principal axis is horizontal. So our choice for the equation is this one. A squared, the larger denominator, will appear below x. So all we have to do now is just supply the values. Okay, so h is 5, k is 1, a squared is 8 squared, that's 64. But what about b squared? Okay, what is b? b is 9 over 2. Well, we don't have to write that in decimal form. You can just write b squared as 9 over 2 raised to the second power. So that's going to be 9 times 9, 81, and then 2 times 2, 4. So this is our standard equation for this ellipse. Let us do number 16. The foci is at negative 4, 2, and another one would be at 4, 2. The length of the major axis is 20. Okay, so this one, the length of the major axis is 20. That's a major giveaway because right away we know that 2a is 20. But what about the center? So let us locate our focus or our foci in our rectangular coordinate system. And from the orientation, okay, so our principal axis will pass through the foci. It's horizontal. So that means PA is horizontal. And so our choice for the equation is going to be this one. It's x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. Let us locate the center. It is the midpoint of the line segment connecting your foci. Okay, so it will take on the same y coordinate 2, but look at this, this is negative 4. That is 4, so the midpoint there, the x-coordinate will fall at 0. If you want to do it by the formula or by the textbook, it's going to be negative 4 plus 4 divided by 2, and that is actually equal to 0. Just like what I said, the length of the major axis is 2a, so it's equal to 20. 2a is equal to 20, a is equal to 10. A squared is 100. We are almost there. We already have the coordinates of your center. We already have a value for a squared. But what about b squared? Nothing is said about the minor axis here. Okay, so we shall need this. We shall need your foci, and in particular, this equation. C is the distance of your focus from the center. And we shall obtain b squared from this. So we can write b squared as a squared minus c squared is equal to, okay, a squared is 100. Hey, where did that come from? Well, we have to go back here. What is c squared? Okay, the distance of our focus or one focus from the center is, look at that, okay, it's 4. The coordinates of this is 0, 2. The value of our c is going to be 4, and so c squared is 16. B squared is equal to 84. Okay, we don't have to get the square root because what we need is b squared. So we already have hk, a squared, and b squared. So we will just substitute and write our equation. Okay, so I will now show you our summary for the ellipse. General form, and then we have two classes or sets of equations for the standard form. This is when, okay, so a squared, by the way, a squared is always greater than b squared. So when the larger denominator is below x, our principal axis is horizontal. That is the shape of our ellipse or the orientation of our ellipse. When our a squared is below y, our principal axis is vertical. And this is the relationship between c squared, a squared, and b squared. C squared is equal to a squared minus b squared.